Hello, welcome back to episode number 12. Today's episode might be a little more interesting and more kind of modernly focused in some way, I think. Because I'm going to be talking about the different types of social media that I've used. Let's make a new shield. And I thought that would be a pretty interesting topic because one of the earlier episodes, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, I was going to introduce it, but I ended up actually remembering like a lot more things that I wanted to talk about regarding that. So I decided that I'm gonna save it for another future episode. So here it is. Here's that episode. I'm gonna talk about it. Now, in the meantime, I think I'll be trying to gather some, well, first I'm gonna get some more food, and then I'm gonna try to get some ender pearls. Oh, I read these like last episode right before the end. Yeah, I remember. Because I think I'm gonna go to the nether, go to the warped forest, and farm some endermen. Hopefully I can get all the ender pearls I need in one day. I already have like 3 right now, but hopefully I can get like, I have 5 right now. I just need like 12 more, 10, 11 more actually. I'll just take 11 more. The thing is, I want to enchant, my gear to be better, but I can't really do that yet. It's kind of like really bad right now. I only have like protection 1 and stuff, but I do have the levels. I just don't have the leathers, so when I'm able to, breed my cows again, I will do that. But for now, my priority is to get the ender pearls. This way I want to beat the dragon as fast as possible, and then I can move on to some more projects. Yeah, ender pearls should be in this direction, or warped forest. So, let's get on with the topic of today. Even though these are completely unscripted, I did write down some basic things I want to talk about. So, for example, for this episode, I wrote down the names of the 5 main applications of social media applications that I've used. And I'm gonna be like talking about how I used them and what they're for, my history with them, anything associated with them, for example, that I want to talk about. Like, it turned out to be a lot more than I thought. Where is that thing? Oh. I should have brought a boat. Whatever. Let's go. So actually, for this episode, I'm gonna lower that. So one of the first I should have not have hit 2 of those at the same time. So the first one I talk about is WeChat. So I think I've mentioned WeChat in that previous episode. That's a nice drop rate. It's basically the first social media that I've ever used, really. And what WeChat basically is, if you don't know what it is, it's a chatting app, like messaging app, like WhatsApp or iMessage. How are you hitting me from there? What? It's like basically a messaging app. And it's really useful in my opinion because back in China, because it's a Chinese app, right? I couldn't have it, there's no reason to use it when you're not in China. But I used it because in China, other apps don't really work. So for example, my family loves to use KakaoTalk, and that's the Korean version, but the thing is we had to get a whole VPN set up in order to use KakaoTalk in China, in Shanghai, because they ban everything. Like they banned like Google, they banned YouTube, they banned KakaoTalk, I think they banned WhatsApp and everything, so WeChat is basically the only thing you can use without it being censored by the Chinese government. Totally enjoyed having to turn on a VPN every single time I wanted to talk to my mom and dad through KakaoTalk, so we just ended up getting WeChat. The thing about WeChat is that my entire I was in 5th grade at the time, and I had some Shanghai friends there, right? So my best friend from Shanghai that I talked about a few times, they live in, the one that moved to Korea with me, they not lived in, but they used WeChat as well, just like me. And also, a bunch of my other classmates also use WeChat, right? For example, we would have like a group chat that we used for, you know, it's like a 5th grade group chat, and our school's name, grade 5 group chat, class of 2024, all that kind of stuff. I think the very first like time I talked in that like chat was like, you know, first of all, I was like relatively later than the average person when it came to having social media. Like most of my classmates had phones since they were like, you know, 6 years old or something, depending on how generous their parents were. But I got a phone. I didn't have a phone until I was grade 5, right? So I was very inexperienced with social media compared to the rest of my grade. Like some of these guys even had Instagram and stuff. Of course, I was jealous because if you're a kid, you're jealous at anything that everyone else was better than you. But looking back, I guess I'm pretty happy with my parents that they decided to wait until this long, because I would have gotten addicted otherwise. But I'm happy that I'm not addicted as some of the people that I know. I'd like to attribute that to my parents for letting me wait a bit longer before getting my first phone. But either way, so yeah, I was nervous the first time I was like using WeChat, right? And especially because the group chat in my school was like 30 students big, because my class was 30 students for one grade, because, you know, it's my school's, the school I went to was pretty big, and compared to the one I went to in South Korea, it was like massive. And personally for me, it was like hard to make friends in that sort of environment, because it was hard for me to, it was hard for me to make friends because I was very introverted in elementary school. So it didn't help that there were like 30 students in each class. What? How did you teleport after you died? Okay. Yeah, that's that. And so like some of the results of that nervousness was that I basically never talked in the group chat. I had my shield up, what? And I will only talk if there was something like specifically relevant to me going on, or something like that. Yeah, you can't move now. She got kind of cheating. For example, there was this one incident. I think I can talk about it now. It's been so long. But there was this incident when one of my classmates went missing. And you should never, if you're this young, you should never take my advice for this. But I did the thing where our whole group chat, in grade 5, were looking for this person basically. And since we were all immature, we all had like no idea what we were doing. We were more excited, kind of, as a group collectively, in contrast to, you know, being worried for him, because someone being missing is something that's like huge in a group chat. They could have gotten like, you know, kidnapped or something. They could have been lost in the dead of night. And when you're a child, it's those prospects are more you know, exciting because it's not happening to you, right? It's easy to be excited, that kind of stuff. It's not necessarily your fault. So that's kind of when I was experiencing. I noticed that everyone was like putting various theories of what happened, probably spreading like a bunch of false rumors of where this guy could have gone, that kind of thing. And meanwhile, I need one more. And meanwhile, I was the first time I contributed to this discussion was me when I was like, oh, I think I saw this person at like the baseball field in our school, even though that was like completely like not true. If I click faster than that, do I reflect it? I don't even know. I just want one more pro, man. So yeah, spreading those kind of rumors is probably not a good idea, but in my defense, I was like 0 years old. So, you know, what can I say? Please drop Magic Cream. Thank you. Please drop something. Anyway, yeah. So that's basically my first experience with WeChat. They didn't see me, right? That didn't see me. Yeah, it didn't. Yes, I can leave now, thank God. So that's pretty much it about WeChat. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. You know how Instagram's main purpose, I guess, is like, you know, to get you to post stuff, right? Post your favorite pictures, that kind of stuff. Well, for for WeChat, you could also do that. It's in a separate feature called Moments. If you use WeChat, you'll know what I'm talking about, but basically, Moments allows you to post pictures, post captions on them. You can post just text if you want to, videos, and of course, you can, just like any other social media feature, you can like and comment on each other's posts, right? So that's amazing and all. And that's basically what I was using. So that's where I got my first experience of posting like social media online, like stuff about social media online. And of course, as usual, I was very, you know, nervous about it because I had no experience. I didn't have Instagram before this or anything, you know. So yeah, I was very scared. But I did post a lot of fun things, and I really liked the feeling when people started to like my posts a lot. Like first, I started posting the most random things. Like I posted some selfies, some pictures of my dog, because back then, with no experience comes zero filtering. So you just post whatever you want. I even posted like some pictures of me and my parents' room, and that was probably something I shouldn't have done. But luckily, like, we were all clueless at the time, so it wasn't such an incredibly big deal. And that's just basically what I did. And I can tell I've evolved my social media skills, because when it came time for me to end 5th grade, the first semester of 6th grade, and move on to, you know, the next thing in my life, I began to notice that people were liking my posts more, which is a great feeling. And to be more specific, like my most recent posts were about me like getting ready to move to South Korea, and people are like wishing me luck and saying goodbye to me and stuff, saying they're gonna miss me. So very wholesome overall. I really like that. This goes in here, I think. But yeah, that's basically WeChat. Pretty good experience with it overall. I'm glad I could have the opportunity to share that with you guys. Now, as this is a nice like the fact about me moving to like this new country, South Korea, is like a great way to transition to the next one, because I mentioned that you couldn't really use KakaoTalk in China, right? It's banned. You have to use VPN. So what I ended up having to do was go around, and I ended up having to, what was it? When I actually made it to South Korea, I didn't need the VPN anymore. So I decided, me and my parents are basically just gonna keep using this new app called KakaoTalk now, whenever you want. But the thing is, when I went to my new school, no one really used KakaoTalk. It was kind of like, it was kind of sad, right? Me and my parents were like, if you go to South Korea, many of your friends are going to use KakaoTalk, and then that ended up not being true at all. We actually used this separate thing I'm going to talk about in the next part, called Google Hangouts, but I'll get to that later. So I ended up mainly using KakaoTalk to talk to my mom and dad, and occasionally some other adults that I needed to keep in contact with. Like eventually, I ended up using it in 10th grade for contact with my PT trainer for the gym, that kind of thing, you know. Artificial waterfall. I just created a waterfall. That's cool. Need more chickens though. I don't want chickens for arrows. Anyway. Yeah, not much to talk about KakaoTalk. You know, the thing about social media is that most of the apps allow you to post stuff, right? If you look at Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, you're able to post like posts, right? But for KakaoTalk, even though they had this feature, I never really used it. It's called Kakao Story, and I think my mom and dad used it for a lot of things, but I never used it personally. My friends never post on there. It's not something that I think my generation uses a lot. So I ended up using just KakaoTalk for normal chatting, and I just had the app installed. I like the cuteness thing though, because remember how I told you in South Korea, literally everything is designed to be cute, right? So, I like the cute. I fell in love with the cute characters they had there, because associated with the Kakao company is a lot of small characters called Kakao friends, and these characters, you know, they're really nice because they're like fictional characters, and they're like cute emoticons. Like my favorite character is named Muzi, but I think the general favorite for boys of my age back then was Ryan. He's like a lion, that's why he's called Ryan. But I liked Muzi because he called it Tamuji, which means yellow radish in Korean. And that was my favorite. He was like so cute. He's like a bunny and a moose at the same time. And I love this character so much that even though I ever only saw this character when I was using KakaoTalk, like you have the custom emojis that utilize those characters. But I liked the character so much that I ended up taking my mom and dad to Kakao Friends. Like there's like a shop called Kakao Friends itself where you can buy products associated with those characters. So for example, I asked my parents to please buy me a big plushie in the shape of a Muzi, and they very reluctantly said yes to that. So now in my room, I still have that. Like I bought that when I was in grade 6, right? But if you look in my bed, I still have this plushie. So I just think that's really funny. That is a mine shaft. But yeah, that's basically KakaoTalk. Cute emoticons, but back then my friends don't really use it and stuff. But regarding KakaoTalk, I'll talk about it a bit more later because my usage for it now is kind of different from what I used to use it for back then when I first got it, which is like basically for nothing back then. So yeah, I kind of want to explore this village that I just came across. I don't think I'll be able to like carry villagers back over to my house and use them for profits because, you know, the series just won't last that long. But it'll be here if I return to it like next year or something. So yeah, it'll be here. Just gonna rate their food. Leather. I'll take food. Anyway, the next one I want to talk about is Google Hangouts. So Google Hangouts is actually discontinued, I think. It's not available anymore, sadly. But it was a... Oh, you didn't drop me another. But it was a texting service. So unlike most social media, you couldn't post anything on it. But it was mostly what you used to text people, and yeah, it's basically used to text people. And it was specifically tailored for Google accounts, right? And this was so convenient, in fact, that my entire class just ended up using this. So this is the thing that they used instead of KakaoTalk. So unlike my parents expected. So when I went to school, I was in the 6th grade, right, when I first joined. So they invited me to this group chat called like 6B, or because my grade was in grade 6, and we had letter grades. So that was the grade that I joined. And funnily enough, it was a very great time. Like, I had more experience because of my previous encounters with WeChat, right? So I kind of knew how to use the app now. Where's the chest? This has got to be a joke, right? I think back in 6th grade, I was more popular than I became in 7th and 8th grade. But funnily enough, I was able to like enjoy the company of that chat until like 8th grade. So the funny thing is, people of my age are very like-minded in a lot of ways, and one of those ways is through social media. So what I mean is that in 6th grade, everyone used Hangouts, and in 7th, but after around 8th grade, everyone started using Instagram to direct message each other. No one really acknowledged it. It wasn't like a public thing. But it turns out that after around 6th grade, and I mean after 8th grade, no one really used Hangouts to chat anymore. Especially when online learning started around this time, we all started to switch to Instagram. Because back then in 6th grade to 8th grade, we would mostly use Hangouts as a texting method and Instagram as a posting method and for like uploading stories or whatnot. I usually never really used Instagram to like chat with people, apart from a select few. So for example, in 7th grade, I had this Japanese friend who left school a year later. But with this friend, I talked to them through Instagram, mostly through replying to Instagram stories and whatnot. So yeah, that was fun. And eventually, after, I don't quite remember because middle school was kind of hazy for me personally, but after around 8th grade, I think it's like the beginning of 9th grade, Hangouts actually got discontinued. So whether or not we would have ended up switching to Instagram, Hangouts would have been discontinued anyway, so it's a good thing we ended up switching. That's right out the coal, okay, I see. Now, since Hangouts got discontinued, it actually got replaced rather than discontinued. Like, the whole concept of Google having a chatting service never really got removed. I think instead it got changed to Talk or something. I forgot what it's called. Like Google Chats. I don't know, but something like that. I don't use it still, but it's something along those lines. Bro, drop your feathers. Like, this is unforgivable behavior. There we go. I'll see more chickens. Now, what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it about Hangouts. We never really used that service again. Even after I graduated right now, there are chats in there. Like, there are Google chats in there that I've not used for the past 6 years. Especially those that that was left with people that I don't talk to anymore. Or those that left the school, right? The chats exist, but I just don't talk in them. I think funnily enough, the grade 8 group chat is still called, like, the grade 8 group chat, but it's been not updated, so even though we're all graduated now, it's still called that. And people that aren't in the school anymore are still in that chat. Yeah, but that's enough of Hangouts. Let me move on to a different one. So the next one I want to talk about is a social media app. I think you definitely know. It's called YouTube. It may be the platform that you're watching this video through right now. There's a slight chance that you know about YouTube, yeah. I'm introducing this before Instagram because I think I made a YouTube channel before I installed Instagram, so kind of going in chronological order right here. But Instagram and YouTube was my one of my favorite methods of uploading content. I used to upload, I mean, of course I uploaded my random photos and selfies on WeChat, but I never really uploaded full video formats of anything before. And when I saw those, I think you remember in the first episode I talked about watching Minecraft YouTubers, when I watched them first. I think the very first thing that I was like most interested in is like how to create that kind of content for myself. That was really interesting to me. I think that's where the whole idea came from. Yes, now I have food. I'm not gonna starve now, thank God. So let me talk about YouTube. So I don't know if I talked about my history with YouTube a lot. I don't even remember if it was one of my, you know, topics that I talked about in this series at all. I'll check again later after the episode. But rather than dedicating a whole YouTube to my history of YouTube, I want to include it as a subpart in this video. Because, you know, it is some form of social media. You can communicate to all sorts of people online through YouTube, right? So I'd consider it kind of social media. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make like some kind of farm. So I think I've said this before though. The first kind of YouTube video that I've uploaded on my channel is something called the Ultimate Illustrator Time Lapse, and it's publicly available, so you can just click on it and see it for yourself. But the funny thing about this one is that it wasn't, you know, a very it's not a great video. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm just letting you know what kind of video it is. So it's basically like the only school-related video I made on my private YouTube channel. Now back then, this is before my YouTube channel got wiped, but I'm just telling you what I used it for. I kind of wish I hadn't been wiped though, to be completely honest. But I think the very first piece of content that I posted, apart from that time lapse, if you scroll down to the very first video on my channel, you can definitely check it out for yourself as well. Although I don't see why you would want to do that. It's just a thing that exists. Oh my god, what is this? Okay. No. What even? I hate it when this happens. How? Okay, I think that fixed it. So apart from the Illustrator time-lapse I uploaded of me creating my logo from school project, I've also uploaded Brawl Stars videos, but most of them are unlisted now. And I've also uploaded, what is it? Yeah, I've mostly uploaded Brawl Stars montages and some Bed Wars videos. So I think I told you I started Bed Wars around 7th grade or something. So that's before my channel got wiped. So you can find me playing Brawl Stars and Bed Wars in those old channels. There's also like some episodes of the Minecraft series that I started, and I made 2 episodes on it and then I never made another video on it. So that's pretty funny. But that is a thing that's there, so you can check it out. And looking back, that series is pretty fun to make. Maybe that's just because I was like grade 7 back then. Everything was pretty fun to me back then. I am mad at the fences. Frick. like 2 more fences, and I can only craft 3 at a time. Anyways, but about my YouTube channel, the things that I wanted to post are, back then I just posted whatever I wanted to post, and I still do that now to some extent, but back then I was like way more unconcerned, right? I would have some kind of Minecraft content as well, and then before I got into Undertale and Deltarune, I would just have Minecraft and Brawl Stars content, but mostly Minecraft. Like, this was around the time some other famous YouTubers started popping off, and I wanted to like join in on the trends and stuff. There was like back in 2020, there was like this one video called getting all 1.14 advancements on the rail. That was a video that went viral. It had like 3 million views or something, probably more now. But I saw that video, I was really inspired, right? So I wanted to create a similar video of my own that was like that. So I created a video, to make it not like completely, you know, copy. I made a video called getting all 1.16.1 advancements, the latest version at that time. But just not on rail, it was just in like 15 minutes or something. It was like a very similar concept, with like very similar music in the background, but it was a very well performing video. That was actually the most views I've ever gotten on a single video, if you believe it or not. So on that video, I got like, how many? I think I got like 65,000 views in the end. So that was my best video ever performed. Definitely the highlight of my day. Decoration here and there. Cannot hear anything over. I can't even hear my own voice over this cow noise. Maybe I have a bit too much cows in here, but this is how much I usually have in a single player world. Please don't judge me about this. Okay, I didn't kill it. Okay. Wait a minute, let me just get that right there. Get some birch saplings. But yeah, apart from that viral YouTube video, I just kept posting what I wanted to post depending on the games that I got into. So remember how the last 2 episodes I talked about like what kind of games I like, right? And how that evolved. So that's basically that. The different games I've played so far has been reflected on my YouTube channel, of course, and you can see by the date that's been uploaded. If you hit, and for some of the oldest videos, you're gonna have to like look at the description to see the original date of publishment before my YouTube channel had like got wiped, you know. But if you check that out, you'll see exactly what day I started to play this game and what day I started to upload speedruns for Undertale, Deltarune, and so on. And what day I started to switch to like Project Sekai content. What day I started including Japanese in my title for subtitles for Project Sekai for fun. To help my studying and so on. It's pretty cool that you can see all of that on a single page now. I may have enough bookshelf stuff. Not even close. Whatever, we keep going. Eventually, you know. Okay, now I want to talk about Instagram now, because Instagram, very cool social media. that I do want to talk about. What am I enchanting? I think the reason I haven't talked about Instagram yet is because it's like, you know, the thing that's still ongoing. It's like the biggest social media platform that I'm using right now. And no, I did not get TikTok. I just I never wanted to get TikTok. But that's basically what I use for everything now. I use it to post stories. I talk to people through direct messages on Instagram. I have, where is it? I watch reels on, I watch reels on Instagram. I think it's much better than watching reels on TikTok because it's less addictive for me. Even though some people say they're the same thing, but for me, I feel less attached to reels. I can like get back to whatever I want productively after some time. But TikTok, the whole aspect of it looks a bit more addicting. But anyway, back to my history with Instagram. So I used Instagram first in the middle of grade 6. So for example, after grade 6 ended, I made an Instagram account because I noticed everyone else had one. I started getting followers from my classmates. I think and yeah, most of them still follow me back. Like after like 6 years have passed, they still follow me, so that's pretty cool. Like almost no one has like unfollowed me. And the first things I posted, like back then I posted a lot. I posted so many random things because my WeChat phase was kind of carrying over, right? So I posted things from my dog. Yeah, nice timing on that bark right there. I posted my dog on there. I posted, back then I was into cubing a lot, so I don't think I mentioned this in my hobby episode. I kind of forgot because it was so short term, but I was really into cubing back then, like speed cubing, especially 3x3. So I learned, I think my best time was like 39 seconds or something. But anyway, that's it. So I would upload some cubing things on there, like a photo of my cube or whatever, and then I would post some random memes as well because I liked memes back then. What middle schooler doesn't? Yeah, it was like the most random kind of content. Once again, I'll remind you, I had like no filter of what I would choose to upload and what I would not. Should add more feathers. I'll look for them next time. So now I want to contrast. The reason Instagram is so like such a big deal to me is because my usage of it has changed dramatically over the years. For example, I'm not going to talk about my stories yet, but as for my posts, I decided to split up my posts into 3 different accounts. So this is based on what I saw other people doing around me. So first of all, I noticed many people were getting private accounts, and mine was public, right? But many of them were making their accounts private, so not anyone can just follow them and stalk them or whatever. But I decided to keep my account public, but instead I would create a new private account, like an alternate account, like a second account, right? Kind of like a spam account. And at first, I called it memes, my meme account. So I uploaded random memes on that account. So it was a private account, but it was mostly for memes. But my classmates are nice. They like followed it and stuff, like my memes and stuff. It was great. But I also decided to create a new account for my dog. So remember, like my dog's name is Smiley. So we made an Instagram account for Smiley. Not we, I mean I made an Instagram account for Smiley, and I made it private because I didn't want anyone to see my dog. Like, but now it's public, so anyone can see it if they wanted to. You know, Smiley. I think Smiley deserves such a great audience, you know. So I'm glad that I was able to like let my friends see my dog and post him going on walks, post him at home like eating his food or sitting in a very cute position or whatever I felt like posting. I posted it. So much XP, wow. Now keep in mind that around this time I was still posting so much. Like, I feel like nowadays as an 11th and 12th grader, as I became like a DP student, I became more and more self-conscious as you hit puberty and as you become a teenager. You begin to actually think about what people, you know, think about you, right? and therefore you'll realize as a result that you're posting way too much, or this content is too cringy to upload. So you start to like, you know, die down a little bit, keep it like normal to some extent, you know, right? And I think well, I didn't do this like as much as some other people did. Like some people in my grade were already like, you know, being sure to take care of their image and stuff. Especially in Korea, like it's really important to have a good image, right? It's like our entire culture. I don't like it personally, but it is what it is. But people are already posting less, like archiving all their old cringy posts and stuff. I decided to do the same thing eventually in like 11th grade, but until then, I had like so many weird posts up. Like I still had my cubing posts, which were like kind of dumb. Like I don't know why I posted those. Luckily, I didn't post any. I posted like 2 pictures of, you know, my general like posture and stuff, but I didn't post my face or a close-up, like any close-up selfies or mirror selfies or anything. I just posted like my figure in some situations, like me running my dog, like my legs, I guess when I was walking my dog, that kind of stuff, you know, very unexposed. Because I wasn't really the type of person to expose my face online. You can probably tell from this video as well. Now, I want to make a brewing station. Around, yeah, but that's basically that phase of my Instagram story. Like I just like noticed that I was uploading a bit too cringy, like too cringy of content, so I decided to like, you know, slow down a bit with the content, you know. I posted less. But the thing is, every single year up to like grade 9, I would like do this. Oh my god, I would like make a post every single end of the school year, like a random picture, my favorite picture of the year probably or something, and then post like a message saying like, happy end of the school year, and then it would be like a post of my dog or whatever, and then I would like tag everyone that I was like friends with, right? And back then you could only, I don't know if it still is true, but you could only tag like 20 people on the same post at once. So I would like I would end up like tagging my entire class in there. I don't know if people like that or not. I didn't really care. It was just something that I decided to do. And eventually I realized that maybe some people did not want to be tagged or did not consider them my friends, so I decided to like stop tagging them, and overall I decided to stop posting. Now, the stop posting part is not anything out of like, you know, not me not liking anyone. It's not something like that. It's just like, I decided to not post because many of the other people that I knew were not posting as much either. The sign that we were all growing up, right? And around this time, I will start to use Instagram DMs for most things, as opposed to Google Hangouts, and overall, I would like be more involved in, what do you say it is, like, I'll be posting a lot of stories. I think close friend stories were also introduced at this time, so I began like adding people to my close friends. I also made my meme account into, so around the DP, when that phase hit, I began to upload much less stories. I began to like take care of my image more, because I did not want to be the person known as the only person in my class who posted cringe stories. So I posted like only things I wanted to post, and added some filter to my posts and stuff, you know, general things. But not to the point where I was like over anxious about everything. I wouldn't like filter myself 100% of the time. Like I still allowed my, you know, I think my overall fun personality to shine through in my posts. Maybe I'm going off on a tangent here, but I did want to discuss that at some point. I also made my private account more of a private account for spamming pictures and other interesting things in my life apart from just memes. I ended up actually archiving most of the old memes that I posted because some of them were really offensive, and I decided I wanted to be considered less offensive from now on. I like stopped swearing at all completely in like 9th grade, right? So I wanted to like fix that about myself because I did not like that aspect. It's not that I dislike swearing like, from other people. It's just that personally I dislike the aspect of swearing and the idea of doing it myself. So I just don't. But that's that. And now that's basically where Instagram is now. When Reels first came out, I was like, you know, watching Reels through Instagram. And that was around like 10th grade, I think. That was before, you know, everything became brain rotted and less enjoyable. But that's when I first began to enjoy short form content. Although I made sure to ensure myself that I would be, you know, how did we get here? I'll be ensuring that I was managing my time spent on it. In addition, I want to talk about the Kakao Talk thing. So even though that Instagram is the last piece of social media that I use, I want to add a quick note about Kakao Talk. So remember how I basically didn't use it when I first got it, right? But now I do want to emphasize that I do use Kakao Talk nowadays, and it's mostly to talk to like my friends. And now that I was involved in quite a few experiences that are outside of like school and also within school, because having an Instagram group chat for things within school is not so great most of the time, because you have to upload. Did I leave the magnet cream? You have to like, sometimes when you have to upload pictures and videos of things, it's more convenient to use Kakao Talk because the image quality there is just much better. So for example, I'm in the Kakao Talk group chat for my band, and where you have to send like practice videos across to each other, I would use Kakao Talk for that. Just much more convenient. And also, people in Korea, I guess, do use Kakao Talk more frequently now than they used to when I first got the app, especially my friends. So that now we have a Kakao Talk group chat that I use with my main friend group. The one was my band. Even so, one of my own very, very best friends that I consider, and like one people that I consider my very best friends, prefer to use Kakao Talk rather than Instagram. So for those people that prefer to use Kakao Talk rather than Instagram, I decided to, you know, respect that. So yeah, that's basically the circumstances under which I use Kakao Talk as a social media tool. Of course, Kakao Story still exists, but I still don't post on it. I don't think anyone else in my age group does. And yeah, Kakao Talk is also fun because as a Korean app, you can add as many cute emoticons. You can buy cute emoticons and add them to your profile. You can see people's birthdays. You can see all sorts of things, you know. It's pretty fun. So that, I guess there are some advantages for using Kakao Talk instead of Instagram, you know. But that's just the thing that I figured out recently. Like, I didn't use Kakao Talk basically at all until like the end of 10th grade or the beginning of 11th grade. But after using it for like a year and a half now, it's definitely gone really well. So yeah. These potions, the fire resistant potions, by the way, are for the nether in case I fall in lava, and this slow falling is probably for the dragon. Just think I'll take like one or two. I want to get closer to getting the dragon, so tomorrow's episode I think I'll probably focus on finding a stronghold, and yeah, I'll be trying to attempt to defeat the dragon within like the 15 minutes that I have. That will bring us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed my talk with social media and all that. Of course, there's a lot more that I haven't exposed here for privacy reasons, but social media is like one of the least private things about, you know, the digital era, right? So I think I've exposed as much as I am able to here. Thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day or night, and yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.